Hello, hello! I am Ashen Ninja, and this is my third attempt at starting to record Taurox the Brass Bull. So far, every time it does it, it just keeps dumping me into the very beginner's beginning. So trying to get me to click every little button to take me through various menus. That's a real pain in the ass. But I think I've finally got it fucking sorted. So, let's try again, shall we? So, we have Brass Bull, Taurox, the sentence me make bad. Just like him. He's got giant brass balls, and they were a gift from Khorne. Though his brass is a little bit cracked and torn here and there. But he's still one tough ass beast. And as you can see, he does not know very good personal hygiene, considering how much he spits when he roars. Do not be in 1.5 metres of him. You're going to get bull COVID. Whatever that is. Maybe it gets you a giant bull's penis. Possibly slapped with one. What the fuck am I going on about? I don't know. Anyway, so Taurox is the leader of the Slaughterhorn tribe. He has the rampage special ability, where he gains momentum from successive battle victories, and you'll get the option to do things like reset his movement and other bonuses from those as well. His dread cost for increasing the capacity of Minotaurs, Minotaurs with shields, and Minotaurs with great weapons, which is just all Minotaurs. Here's minus 25%. I'll show you the dread stuff once we're in. He is Lord Effects. He leaves a river of blood behind him, which affects regions where he wins battles, and that stacks up to 3 times. I can't remember what the river of blood does exactly, but I'm sure it's some sort of region buff. He has weapon strength plus 10% for all Minotaur units. See how that says Minotaur units and not each and every little fucking thing? You know what it does. Anyway, and he also has Blood Beast, which is in combat, he kind of explodes with a molten brass thingy that does damage to units around him. Now, he gets some additional starting units in the form of some Minotaurs with shields, some Harpies, and one of the new units for this recent update, the Gorgon, who's a giant fucking beast. I'm doing this with Legendary, very hard Legendary. Chaos Invasion on Legendary probably makes this easier for me, since you can actually ally and such with them, but that doesn't really matter. This will also actually, just like Thorek, Ironbeard, Ironbrow, Iron Bangin', Iron Balls. This is going to turn into a campaign series, but this is just the getting started part of it. I don't know who I'm going to do after this, possibly another Beastman even, because I do want to update my Kazrak one and mark that other one as outdated, because with the launch of the new Beastman update, which is pretty good, it's now outdated. As you can see, it still has some weird issues with some screen flickering. Hopefully that won't come back. Alright, yep, okay, no, we're good this time. Excellent. So, Taurox. Pretty big there. And he also starts with a Bray Shaman. In this case, his name's Brabener. Brave, isn't he? And he would be a wild shaman. So he's got Khorne's Fury, which means he's got Frenzy, which is about as useful as tits on a bull. And our giant bull there probably has some tits. Our wild magic is still basically the same as it was, though Traitorkin seems to have gotten a bit of a buff, and it is fucking awesome at the moment. So leveling into that's really good. We'll pop him into Taurox's army. Now, the old Bestial Rage doesn't really seem to do as much as it used to anymore. I don't even know what it does anymore. Disparate, amassing. Bestial Rage reaches 80. Oh, there we go. So we get more growth and replenishment if we're up high enough with it. Probably lose it if we're low. Now let's have a look at... Well, first we'll have a look at things like Slaughterer's Call. That's one of the things that affects him when he's in melee. The charge bonus seems a bit odd because it only affects him when he's in melee. And yet it gives him a plus 10% charge bonus. Oh, affects all allies in range. Okay, that's fine then. That's Blood Beast. That's his little explosion that he does. Rivers of Blood doesn't get explained there either. Now, for the Beastman, you don't have anything like a reduction to your unit cost because, as you can see, we don't actually have one. None of these guys are costing us anything. Recruiting more doesn't cost you anything. You no longer actually have upkeep costs. So it kind of gives you that feeling of being a horde, just ambling about, destroying everything. So through here you get your usual raiding bonuses and that sort of thing through here. Dark Apothecary is pretty good because you want to get that replenishment. Getting lightning strikes probably a good idea as well, and Children of Chaos isn't bad at all. You want that extra movement range. The red line is the usual buffs to the various units, nothing too exciting there. This bottom yellow line is your usual just bonuses for the individual. I mean, in Taurox's case you want some of those because he does wreck shit. But before you go that yellow line, you want to go this yellow line because you get things like Favoured of the Skull Throne, which is, for example, that brass body, plus 40% damage resistance and plus 24 melee defense, and that recharges while you're in melee, so you just got to keep him in melee. Oh no. He's Juggernaut, so 20% bonus charge bonus. You get plus 10% weapon strength, and you enable a dazed contact effect with reduced speed and melee defense for your opponents. Lovely. You've got Drenched in Blood, more Bestial Rage, and you gain additional stack of River of Blood in the region when you're winning battles. Unit capacity +1 for Gorgons, because you actually have a unit capacity for certain units similar to Tomb Kings now. Plus 10 armor for Gorgons, Giants, Jabbas Lives, blah blah blah. That's probably not too exciting, but this one is very exciting. Gore Feast. So when you're in melee, you get to have regeneration. That's when you're in melee, and you've got recharge if engaged in melee, which is another little bonus as well. So yeah, it's pretty freaking good. So go for that. So that's it. That is for your Minotaur units, which replaces their Blood Greed. Now we've got Demonic Vigor on top of it. Does that actually? I think that yeah, target self. I think Strength from Flesh is your passive ability, and the Gore Feast is the one you give your Minotaur. So you're buffing your Minotaurs quite a lot. Anyway, sorry about that. Cooldown minus 25% to Blood Beast, Brass Body, and Rune Tortured Axes, which is again which was one of these ones back here, I think. Was it? No, Rune Tortured Axes is your special weapons, which again make you more and more of a beefcake. Then you can go into Bullish Metal for more ward save and melee defense. Then melee defense for your Minotaurs as well. And you've got Orgy of Slaughter, and who doesn't like a good orgy for more melee attack, and to cause terror, which you really should do anyway because you're an enormous glowing fucking ball. And melee attack +5 for you. I think those two might lock each other out. I can't remember exactly. Then of course you've got things like Fueled by Blood to reduce your vigor loss, and you get +5% speed for your army. Bigger leadership auras, +45 armor piercing, and as you'll note from the weapon strength, which is 500, that's straight 45 on top of that, doesn't convert anything. And then you've got your usual 10% magic resist and 10% missile resist. So he's a beast, and he becomes an even bigger beast along the way. Now, as we go, rampage level. So as you win battles, you get rampage, basically. And as you get a certain amount of rampage, so if you got 50, get 50 rampage, you unlock the harsh rampage, which means you can get one of these abilities, plus 50 dread, wind of magic, these sorts of things, all give you a little bonus. Similar sort of thing when you get into this area and you complete that rampage, and same sort of thing up here, you get that one, and there's, again, more bonuses. Now, you can get to a point where you can literally fill this rampage bar up with, because as you fight battles and win battles, you say you gain 5 rampage from a battle, the next one might grant you 10, etc., etc. If you win enough in a single turn, you can fill the rampage bar up in a single battle, and you can end up bugging it out and having a super rampage that just never ends, and you've always got rampage. Now, when you do see some of these things, you have this bar here, momentum. If you run out of momentum, that'll end the rampage as well. But you can use momentum points on this little button here, and you replenish Taurox's movement range. So you basically have a bunch of fights, replenish his movement range, move, fight, and you can just keep going. So if you've got, and you gain that from winning battles as well. So if you've got that unlimited rampage going, you can literally conquer the map in one turn if you've bugged it. Alright, now, the next thing that you get. Oh god. So to create a herdstone, basically what you've got is you destroy something like this, you use your herdstone, and that means you've got 0. But once you do a certain thing, you can then gain it back, and it's crazy. You've got another currency called dread. Now dread, as you build it up, you actually spend it just here. So, as I said before, you've got unit caps. Let me just come out of this for just quickly. So, certain units, so your Ungors, for example, do not have unit caps. You can have as many as you feel like. They don't cost you anything to recruit. They don't cost any upkeep. Ungor Herd here, and Ungor Spearman Herd, they both do have a unit cap. And that means you need to buy extra unit cap if you want to be able to recruit more than 1 or 2. And it's the same thing for all of these various units. They all cost a certain amount of dread, but you also need to be able to recruit them. So if I had been able to increase the unit cap for Jabberslyths, you do start with 1. I would also need the Jabberslyth building. So if we go in here, the Jabberslyth building is somewhere. Here it is, yeah. So I'd need to have toxic grounds as well, so that I can, in order to be able to use that cap. On top of it, you've now got ogre mercenaries and regiments of renown and all sorts. But those aren't the only things you can spend dread on. You can also, instead of the usual way you do a confederation, is you can just use this to spend the dread and gain each of the different legendary lords. And you can also preview their effects if you feel like it. So that's the effects those particular lords will all have when they are there. Then, of course, you've got 3 hero types. Again, you've only got a cap of 1. You spend dread to increase that cap, but again, you also need to be able to recruit them. So there is that little sideline. Then you've got your upgrade. So to be able to actually make your herdstone higher levels, or even start it at a higher level, you need to actually purchase the upgrade through dread. You can also have your new horde armies start with the horde encampment building at level 2, and horde encampment building at level 2, and a den building already constructed. So those two work very well together. And you've got things like your extra Lord and Hero ranks, Lord and Hero ranks, Lord and Hero ranks, army capacities, because you do have a maximum amount for army capacities as well. If you actually add all of these up and all the ones you can actually purchase, I believe the cap is about 30 armies now. Alright, we're almost done with the dread. Now here you don't actually spend dread, you spend your favour instead, or your gold, and you can get things like battle scarred Ungor raiders and little like the ancillaries and that sort of stuff. So these little things here, campaign line of sight movement range, very good one. Again, physical resistance, that's a banner that has to go on someone, that sort of thing. Probably the best one here is your champion's essence, which is more regeneration, ward save, melee attack, absolutely brilliant. Go nuts on that one. And you've got a few pretty nice ones here as well, like more magic reserve and starting magic, distorted reality, so around the minor stuff for the enemy, and also more missile resistance and that sort of thing, and some weapons and armor and that sort of stuff. A blood frenzy passive ability, and yeah, so you can really make some good stuff out of your dread. Your challenges of your gods is actually your research now. So you'll start, once you have a herdstone, you'll be able to start that one up. And you've got, 5 ambush battles, 5 siege battles, 2 rituals. And then these unlock through different herdstones and different battles, and different faction leader kills and such things as well. Oh, are we there? No, not quite, because we still have Marks of Ruination, which you get when you've got a herdstone down and you haven't done the ritual, which we're going to show you as well. You gain Marks of Ruination through destroying the various other bits and pieces in that blood ground. So the Marks of Ruination slowly build up and unlock additional capacity for various creatures as it gets higher and higher. More army capacity once you get past a certain point. So there you go, more hordestone shards and these sorts of things. So you have a shitload of things you've got to kind of know-ish about. Not a huge amount, but then of course you've got the Dark Moon, and this still has its phase changes where you'll pick one of 4 things and be able to decide what you want. There's no negative side effects to that anymore, though. All right. I think I've talked enough about that now. Been doing a lot of talking. Let's do some killing. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So let's fight this manually at Storag Core. Oh, not even going to get through fucking first turn on this episode. Jeez. Alright, coffee's down. Let's do this. So the best thing to do with this is smash them to pieces. That's it's basically Taurox's MO. Smash everything to pieces. So put them and pop them just behind there. They'll come in from one side. They might come in, probably not. He's only got the one spell at the moment. It only affects enemies, so we don't really worry too much. Wait, what did I just do? I think harpies just go to the back. Bring minotaurs forward. Did not do that right at all. Okay, let's see. Are they going to come for us? No, they're not. They're going to be cowards and sit back, which isn't overly surprising. I don't think I'd want to go towards a giant bull either. Don't know if I'm quite stupid enough for it. Let's see. So they can't quite shoot us yet. Now, Taurox starts with 15 melee resistance. I mean, fucking range resistance, but that's fine, I think. Alright, everyone. Just push a little bit further forward. Go. So he's going to get in there. Start rolling around the place, killing stuff. Yeah, you go. That's the way. I'll gather around him a bit. We'll let them. And we'll... There we go. Isn't that lovely? Alright, let's get these boys in there as well. Between them, they should be able to actually take all this shit out, I reckon. Hey, let's send the Minotaurs with shields after their archers. I don't think our Gorgon and that have too much to worry about there. Move these guys over here. Circle them around, we'll actually get them to charge the rear over here. Guys, we get to shooting over there. You'll actually assist over here. What the fuck are you idiots doing? Alright. May as well get yous in over here. Chaos Girth, eh? Interesting. Now we'll get him to actually lower their melee attack as well. Did I tell you to shoot at those ones over there? I did. Alright, we'll send off the those ones with shields over there again. Yeah, they're not going to last too long. Yeah, go get a Minotaurs. Yeah. No whackers. No whackers, mate. Alright, Gorgon, you should probably go hit the archers instead. You guys go escort them off the battlefield. They're being annoying. He's got his brass body again, so well. I was a bit more to the centre before, but oh. Feel free to escort them off the battlefield. Keep after them. We'll turn that off there. Oh, he's fighting orc boys as well, so there you go. There's those army loss penalties, come on. Should be coming any second now, really. There we go. Now, what we want to do is actually, because the Gorgon gets a lot of health back from his killing, so let's see if we can get him to do a bit of that for us. Yeah, so as you can see, as he kills, he gains himself some health, but he's only killing stragglers at the moment, which is a bit annoying, but what are you going to do? He's not going to catch him. Let's not worry too much now. Still, he kept himself alive. 94 kills for him, 154 for Taurox, 103 for the Minotaurs. Wow, even they did pretty well. We don't really need them too much, but whatever. So, but yes, Taurox is a real fucking beast. Oh, weird shit happening there. Don't like it. Yep, he'll talk. Stop, go away. Okay. Now, so this is where one of the big changes for the Beastman is. We can now raise a herdstone. So we have a herdstone shard. We can just raise and advance, or we can loot and raise. We're going to raise a herdstone. He can go away. So challenge completed, which means that basically gives us an option to start there. We should now have... Is there a special blood dealy thing buff? No. Maybe on him. No. Okay. Never mind. Alright, so Taurox, I'm going to give him gargantuan hooves because we want him to be going to be stomping across the battlefield as fast as he possibly can. him to have a bit more devolved so that we can get him traitorkin. And we now have research, also known as we now have a challenge. So we'll take that one since it's all we can take. And that'll give our Ungors some better abilities. Not really, because nobody cares. Now, as you can see, we've only got a couple of little things. And I am actually going to start by building that so that we can get more dread. We've already got 80. And we are also going to go over here and we are going to recruit Ungor Raiders. They have no cap and they have no cost and no upkeep, so why the fuck wouldn't ya? Now, as you can see here, what do we have? We've got a blood ground and we got an untainted for some reason. We can actually build buildings. So casualty replenishment rate and horde recruitment capacity in the local area, winds of magic, reserve power in the Bloodground region, and provides line of sight over the regions in the Bloodground. As you can see, these also provide garrison and that sort of thing. Rucking pits, so more ammunition and that sort of stuff for all your troops and stuff in the Bloodground regions, especially in sieges and that sort of stuff. Winds of Malady, minus 10% campaign movement for enemy armies into Bloodground, and you could have a small chance for a plague to break out at the start of each turn that does not affect Beastmen, Warriors, Chaos, or Norskins, and that actually is in all Bloodground regions. And your Vigour in Battle, winded for all in all Bloodground regions, and you get Raids of Gore Herds. Now, I'm going to go with Winds of Magic. Actually, do I want to go for... I'm going to go for the Winds of Magic. So, Taurox actually has a building. Now, so what's the difference between a blood ground and a province? The blood ground, as you can see in this little patch of red, covers different things. So that's all the various areas that this blood ground covers, as you can see. Venom Glade here doesn't have the same sort of thing, neither does the Witchwood. So that's how you know what your blood ground is. So you destroy these things, you get little bonuses and that sort of stuff. Now, that includes things like getting more devastation, which is where you get all of this from, I think. From doing these, you've got to unlock your ritual, so you are unable to perform a Ritual of Ruin here until you earn 10 Devastation. Ritual of Ruin will convert local devastation into marks of ruination, so all of that. So the bigger this number is, the better. And once the ritual has been performed, other factions will be unable to colonize any ruins in the area until the Herdstone is destroyed. So if I go and blow up all of these here, they can't be recolonized. If somebody else then goes and blows up this, it also can't be recolonized until they take out this. So it's all very much improved greatly, the Beastman experience, in my opinion, of course. And as you can see here, we've now got just a wee little bit of rampage. But before I can pick one of these, I've got to get up to 50. That's a bit of a pain in the neck, but what you going to do? One of the best ones to actually pick is in this second one, where your momentum cost to replenish campaign movement range is -1. So at the moment, that's, I believe it says on here, it's 2. That doesn't actually say, but it is, it's 2. And that lets you only use up 1 momentum when you do it. So there you go. But anyway, that is going to be it for this getting started with Taurox. Hopefully it has been informative. Hopefully it will help you know whether or not you want to play Taurox. I think you should, because he's good. He's fun. And I will see you in the next half, where I'll be starting up, getting up here, and I'll be showing you what happens when you blow up bits of the blood ground. So until then, I'm Ashen Ninja. Please like and subscribe, or at least just subscribe. If you don't like it, well, what you going to do, eh? And I'll see you in the next episode. Have fun. See you later.